Hey guys, we're the Hard Time Strongman podcast, stringing up a bear class of man. And today we want to do an episode. We wanted to talk about the most recent attempt on a president's life, the most recent failure on trying to take a
Yeah,
president's life. Spoiler alert, if you haven't heard. So last week, some idiot missed, tried to, ice Trump at a rally, grazed his ear, killed somebody, hurt a couple others, like the dick he is. And everyone's already played armchair quarterback. Everybody's done the breakdowns and the maps, and we got all the
conspiracy
interviews and
theories.
conspiracy
Yeah,
theories, all the stuff, all the things. Everyone's suddenly an expert on counter sniper and you know value, personal protection, everything else. But we wanted to give our 2 cents on it, what we saw, kind of what we were thinking, and what we think should be some good takeaways for y'all. So, what do you say, the 13th? So, July 13th. So, by the time you're listening to this, last Saturday, last week, some idiot posted up about, what did we say, 150 yards, I think, from the podium
yeah.
or
That's
from
I think
the,
that's the average based off of what everyone has put out. It's been anywhere from like 130 to 190 yards.
yeah,
Like
so like
nobody
150 yards from the mic and just clean missed him right
and
through
got
the
his head,
ear.
got his face ventilated.
Yeah, then, he got a new hole to not breathe out of. So,
Yeah,
America won, some idiot zero. Quote unquote, you missed. Have you seen that?
yeah.
Did I send you that that song? Somebody already made a song about it, music video and everything. It's
No,
so cruel. Yeah. Like,
that's so amazing, but that's all. That's
it actually goes pretty hard. It's like you missed. I'm just like, wow. Like
all right.
that's why I think honestly, this could be a whole just like active shooter, mass shooter video. We're gonna rein it in and not do that, but I absolutely love that. Let's drag this guy through the dirt. Now, I'm a firm believer. We're not gonna say his name once in this episode because he's an idiot and no one deserves to remember him. But I absolutely think that you need to just completely demoralize these kind of people. Like that's how you're gonna make it not happen again. Is just you gotta make it so embarrassing that if people even think about it, they just shudder. It's like, ugh, you know. For one, you're not getting an open casket, so good for you. But for two, like imagine having like everybody on the internet say how shitty of a job you did. Like that's gotta be terrible.
I mean, even the left is eating their own. That's the funny part.
Yeah. Imagine his CIA handler right now. He's gotta be punched in the air. Like, golly.
Just
How
drinking
embarrassing.
his fifth of freaking uh
I've been working on this guy for months and he does this shit.
he slaps the trigger.
Blasts the chair. I told him not to aim for the head. Idiot. It's not
Listen,
JFK. Like we only have one shooter this time. Come on.
this podcast is sponsored by Blackbeard Firestarter. Blackbeard Firestarter has been our first choice in Firestarter since they introduced their Firestarter rope years ago.
Blackbeard offers their fire starters, their fire plugs, arc lighters, ferro rods, stormproof matches, everything you need to get a fire started.
Their products are made right here in the US, wind and waterproof, have an insane burn time. They're basically dummy proof.
And help you out, Blackbeard let us cherry pick from their store everything that we want, everything that we thought you needed to get a fire started, and we call it our Hard Time Strongmen Fire Kit. On top of that, they're also offering a 15% discount on anything in their store when you enter code STRONGMEN at checkout.
We can't recommend Blackbeard enough. They stand behind their products, and so do we.
Be sure to check them out at blackbeardfire.com and on Instagram at blackbeardfire.
And now a word from our newest sponsor, Granite Rifle Group. Granite Rifle Group is a precision rifle company owned and operated by a USMC veteran. You've probably heard him on our show.
Granite offers turnkey rifle solutions built around your field use with plug-and-play upgrades available to tailor your rifle for your specific needs. GRG offers simple rifle kits or complete custom builds available to suit every need, from the weekend target shooter or hunter to the long-range precision rifleman.
Granite Rifle Group is all about putting high quality precision rifles into the hands of Americans to extend the reach of the American rifleman. And when you use the code STRONGMEN at checkout, you'll get 6.9% off your order. Nice.
Nice. Check them out at graniteriflegroup.com or find them on Instagram at granite underscore rifle underscore group underscore LLC. And as always, stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. There is that conspiracy theory out there, and I'm not endorsing it, that there was a shooter on the water tower too. Because
Really? I haven't seen that
some
one.
yeah, there's one out there where there's like some chick sitting like right behind Trump with a sign who
I saw
like
a couple videos of that where it looked like she was maybe signaling or something and she didn't
mhm,
react afterwards.
right.
Like,
Yeah, there's
in my opinion, which is not educated, this is just shooting from the hip. That does not look like somebody where you just had a zing right by you. Like, that didn't look like a surprise at all.
well, here's the thing too. People react to gunfire, as we know, in very, very different ways. Some people like run and hide, like that Secret Service agent who was supposed to be protecting Trump, or they run
Hey,
towards gunfire.
leave the diverse hire alone.
Listen, DEI does not work. It would. This was a proven failure. Absolutely, it was a proven failure. As if Boeing wasn't. Um, but anyway, people react
Did
in different
Trump
ways.
tweet anything about Boeing?
No, but I just talked about it. So if I end up dead,
New
I didn't
conspiracy
kill
just
myself.
dropped.
Yeah. So
I didn't shoot
anyway,
myself in the back of the head.
yeah, I did not. I did not shoot myself in the back of the head 3 times. Um, so anyway, they react to it in different ways. Some people will, flinch and hide, and some people will go towards the gunfire, and some people will actually react. Some people will freeze up. Some people won't react at all because they don't, you know, they probably don't have a freaking pair of brain cells to rub together, i.e., Joe Biden. He wouldn't have reacted at all because he just can't think. Um, it is what it is. But yeah, there are several conspiracy theories floating around, and the second shooter on the water tower has been completely unfounded, but people are still running with it like it's gospel. That's, I wouldn't be surprised to see more like that come off, especially with like the one guy who's supposedly a Kennedy that's in the crowd. I can't remember his actual name, but he was the funny looking dude with a suit jacket and over the t-shirt
I
with
don't
like
remember.
the curly hair. Dude, he was right behind Trump, like right
Hmm.
behind him. Anyway, curly hair and then like this some kind of hat on. Like he looked out of place. Very out of
On
place right there. But there's conspiracy theories with that guy. There's conspiracy theories with that lady. There's conspiracy theories all over the place, especially but the ones that are really fleshing out are just the gross incompetence. Like it's
so that's
it's
my
either
thing. It's either an obvious and terribly hidden inside job or extremely gross incompetence. I'm not sure which one's worse.
and we're probably the two best people to speak on that because we worked for the US government. We know how bad the US government is at their jobs in every facet.
And we
So
don't take ourselves too seriously. So
that too. Missing a 150-yard shot is you would get laughed off the range. You would well, unless you missed the 50-meter shot.
well, that's my
So
thing. I don't know what he had. I never actually saw what he was working with.
I didn't either. I heard it was an AR. I'm still waiting for it to come out that it was a Daniels defense because if it was, the CIA was
just a
definitely behind it.
bones stock, just a bones stock Black Daniel defense.
No,
The same
it'll
one
be a
they
Daniel
always use.
defense. It'll be a Daniel
Uh,
defense with an EOTech on it.
it'll be just black and shiny, well, just like it
Mhm.
always is. Yeah.
Yep. No,
Gosh.
no, he
No, I
stole
heard
his
I heard people
he
talking
stole his
about how it
parents'
was like
AR.
I heard people saying it was like a 22 or something. I'm like, there's no freaking way.
No, it was not a
No.
22. It was
Like,
not a 22.
I don't know. But yeah, like you said, either inside job or gross incompetence. I say that because there's no way that so many things go horribly wrong or horribly right on the flip side of that, all in one event, like in one just misadventure. There is just so much there. How the hell did this kid get on the roof? How the hell did this kid, you know, chill out up there for a while, in a place that should have been completely locked down, like not a heartbeat out of place, like in advance, get spotted by, the counter snipers, do his thing, and then get got. Like, none of that crap makes sense to me.
which,
So either everything had to go wrong or everything had to go exactly how it was supposed to. And he just really sucked at his job.
at this point, I think little column A, little column B. Um, so I guess to address this in reverse order, um, good on the counter sniper teams. They did their freaking jobs. A lot of people were just like, well, they had all this time in the world to shoot him. Okay, so listen. You can't shoot what you can't get a beat on. If he's behind the ridge of this sloped roof, which we'll get to that here in a minute, I've got a good one on that. If he's behind the ridge of this sloped roof and they can't get a beat on him, they can't necessarily ventilate in forehead, right? So they had to wait for him to rise up so that when he starts shooting, then they clapped him like almost
But
immediately.
but also you you're not trying to shoot your own guys.
That
Like
too.
there was a team in that building.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be on top of it, like counter snipers, but they were inside of it.
So that's the other thing. Why? In my mind, this all comes down to one of your points down here, likely a staffing issue. So this was a staffing issue from the very top. The director of the Secret Service is an absolutely incompetent moron. Did you see the interview that she had where
Yeah, it was
she's like,
painful.
well,
Yeah.
it was a sloped roof and we didn't think that it would have been too safe to put anybody on that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you look at the freaking counter
I
sniper.
have to look out for the safety of my people.
Meanwhile, look at the counter sniper team behind Trump. They're on an even more sloped roof.
Well, my thing is that's like a 20 or 30-degree angle. Like you'll be
If
okay.
that, yeah, like
Like you
if
will be
that.
fine.
So then that comes down to what you were also getting at with the sheer amount of time that happened. So if you look at the timeline prior to this, so when you're scouting these locations to provide security, you're doing this days out, right? Well,
Right.
this kid was there the day prior. Then he requested the day off from work for the next day. So he scouted the location again. Like he's literally on camera wandering around outside, like scouting the location, like
That should have
outside the
been
fence,
Yeah, that should have been
like
picked up.
during the rally for an hour.
Well, and my thing is, right? So not like I don't even want to talk about it because these shouldn't even be anywhere near a roof, right? That's just outrageous to me. It
Right.
makes absolutely no sense to me. But like you're the Secret Service protecting a former president. Like you have like there should be go no go spaces. Like you know what I mean? Like when I was going to school at Walter Reed, President Trump actually came in, one day to probably sit in and say hi to the the casualties and everything. And I was trying to go home. Like my day was done. I was walking and they shut off a complete wing of the hospital because that's where the helicopter was.
Right.
Like I tried to walk in and he's like, sorry, sir, you have to go around. And like entire
Yeah.
like third of the building, he's like, sorry, not gonna happen. I'm like, oh. I had to find a way like around to get to the bus. But it's like no, that makes sense to me. I
Mhm.
have absolutely no idea how someone can just be chilling on top of a building. And Like, I am not a counter sniper expert. I did a little bit of personal security when we were deployed. I am not an expert. But you have like soccer moms taking videos of this guy posted up on the roof and saying,
Yeah,
"Hey, someone call 911. There's a guy over there." Like
trying to get the
the
officer's
whole
attention. Yeah.
yeah, like that whole scenario is just insane to me. I don't understand it at all. But also, that's another thing. This is a situation where you have people who can see that there is, someone who should not be there. Potential shooter. I think maybe there was someone who said that he had a gun. So you know that something is going on, something's not right. Get out of there, leave. If I'm worried, if I'm at a political rally or if I'm at, anywhere with me, a buddy with, my family, if I see something popping off, I'm leaving, because my responsibility is to take care of my people. And, you know, un, thank God, you didn't have, the guy wasn't successful, the former president wasn't assassinated, but you did have a loss of life. A man died, somebody's, father, brother, son died. Two other people got injured. If you if you see something like that, then you need to take care of yourself. You're at that point, you're just another body in a mass of bodies, and I'm pretty sure at these kind of events you're not caring. So, this is not a situation that you need to be in. So you need to leave. But like we said, everyone's already done the armchair quarterback. We could break this down all we want. We're not going to say anything that anybody else hasn't said. But if we're at the point as a country where there are now attempts on political rivals' lives, assassination attempts on on rivals on quote unquote the other side, then we are not in a good way. We're not in a good place. So as we've always said, as we will continue to say, you need to be building up your families, filling up your neighbors, your communities, banding together, filling up the gaps, rising. You need to be getting prepared. You need to be figuring out how to be self sufficient, not only in yourself, but in those communities, because we are already in hard times and harder times are coming. So, with that being said, we are glad that he missed. We're glad that he's an idiot and he got what he deserved. We are saddened that we had the casualties that we did that day, but take this for what it is. Be careful. Mind yourself, mind your family. The times are hard and you need to be better. So stay safe out there. Until next time, guys, we are the Hard Time Strongman podcast, cheering up a very classy man. Stay in the fight. Hey guys, this is 6 and 7 with the Hard Time Strongman podcast. Wanted to take a second to do a mental health check-in and to tell you all about the 988 Crisis Lifeline. So, the 988 Lifeline is a national network of local crisis centers that provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicidal crisis or emotional distress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the United States. You can reach the Lifeline at 988lifeline.org, or you can call or text 988 to get help, to get someone real on the phone.
Every struggle is different. Every struggle is hard, but you are not alone in whatever you're going through. As someone who has used the 988 crisis line, I fully recommend that if you're feeling any of those feelings of depression, suicide, hopelessness, get in touch with them immediately. They will help you. They will listen to you.
Once again, guys, you can reach the Lifeline at 988lifeline.org, or you can call or text them at 988. As always, guys, Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.